All right, here we are. Daily candle close April 19th, 2019. For those keeping track, one day away from 420. All right, so taking a look at what we got so far, 3 minutes before we close the candle out. Looking at the larger move down from that 6.2, 6 something range, 6.540, creeping up, finding some resistance, almost a flip, trying to get a flip right now in the 382. So sitting around 52.88, 382 sitting at 52.38. So overall, if we hold that, that's pretty good, all things considered, especially given this candle over here blowing right through the 618. Now, can we still come back to the 618? Absolutely. Looks like we did push on the 5 for a little bit, so it's far too early to tell. But today's candle, a little underwhelming, a little bit of a struggle back and forth. Had a couple good moves up, had a couple good moves down. So we'll talk about that in the next 2 minutes or so. Once we close it out. Snow, good morning. Good morning. So we might take a little bit of a look just at the overall play here. So from range, right, we had quite a significant range over here, an area that was too tough to get over for quite some time, which ended up causing the drop. From the drop, it came down. Now, this is the Coinbase chart. This isn't the MX chart, but that being said, the bottom here was 31.28, not 31.21, which is the BitMEX low. We did end up having a fairly good parallel range down here, coming down on a downtrend. That was all the result from finding the local bottom, pushing back up, and unable to get past that until we hit about February, middle February, February 17th. We were able to push up out of that. That got us off the 886. All right, so from the 886, we found a ton of support just in that area there. Didn't quite get down to a double bottom. Didn't even attempt it, really, for the most part. The lowest we got after that was about 33.43. So overall, not too bad. Made our way back up to the 786. First step off of the 886, right? That's normal. So we popped up from here. Tested the 709. Got rejected, rejected, rejected. We didn't really dance around the 618 at all, and that's the most concerning part. That we blew right through it, found support at the 5, and now we're attempting the 382. I'd imagine if the 382 fails, we're coming down to the 618. That would at least be a good area, 44-48 ballpark. So we'll see. Time will tell. Looks like we just closed this candle out. So let's get some numbers over here and see what we got going on. So we opened up at 52.80. We hit a high of 53.59. We hit a low of 51.96. So a pretty good range right there. Close it out at 52.90. So plus $9.87. Wow, that's just weird to see. 0.19%. That's why these charts are a little bit different. They go cent by cent instead of by the 50. But that's okay. For the most part, everything is still status quo. We do have support on the 7 EMA. There is support further on the 20 MA. That's further down here. They are looking to get a little, get some, they're eliminating the gap in between the two. So volume has been declining, while price for the most part has been increasing. So usually that is some sort of indication of bearish, reversal off of a bit of an uptrend, local uptrend. We do also have a swing fail in play. You basically adjust it every day, but swing fail from, your high, your previous high to, more or less your current high. So something along those lines. But again, the swing fail could have been right here. So generally with your fail, it's when price reverses, right? And it hasn't really reversed yet. This is still just sort of on its way up. So it's not much of a swing fail at the moment, unless price really does reverse, right? And when price does reverse, then we would throw something like this on here and then look for an area of breakthrough, right? If it doesn't break through, then it should respect the line on the way down. We're going to take that off for now. We're going to let price do what price does, and then we'll sort of figure it out from there. Nothing really doing so far, just with the candle close. Up a cent. Not bad. Not bad. Well, you got to start somewhere. All right, Miguel, good evening. Raven train worked out nice. Thanks for the tip, community. Awesome. Good evening, Marcos. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're from. All right, let's take a look. G-Byte doing his thing, finding support on our horizontal. So what do we got here? So same thing, back from that same horizontal. Resistance turned into support, right? Turned into support, then resistance again, and now support once again. So not much has changed on this chart, but it is nice to know that level is respected and has been a lot. So we'll continue to monitor G-Byte as it does its thing. Still, the next step, if it stays bullish, right, the next step is this next line. Look at somewhere around 10 to, you know what I'm saying, right here. This area right here, pushing past that again, trying to get back through the top. The idea is to still break the pattern, which we have yet to do, let alone even attempt in quite some time. But we have continued to find support on the lower portion, and that's this line right here, this little blue line trending up. So overall, not too much to see here, but you do see the trading, like the intraday trading is bananas on this thing. You're talking just this candle alone, 26% just in a candle. Just this one candle, one day, 24 hours of trading. So this is something like you really can't watch on the hourly chart without just wanting to jump out a window. However, that does give you opportunities for quick scalps, placing sort of Hail Mary orders down in this lower range, and then Hail Mary sells up top, right? So if you do end up getting these drastic wicks, these big moves down, you could get some pretty good orders over here. It's not a reliable method of trading. It's more if you're bored and you got some capital floating around, you could be doing some stuff like this. You pick up some cheap orders and then just wait a few days and see if you could sell them up top. So that's just one thing to look at. That's your daily G-Byte update. Can we look at Raven after the pump? Sure. Raven after the pump. Raven after the pump. Okay, so yeah, Raven's doing his thing. Not quite where. I mean, it's a good indication. This is the buy level down here. So 618, this whole zone. We talked about this yesterday, right? For the rebuy here. You could scalp a little bit more right here. Pick up a little bit more right here. Overall, we are respecting this trend, as silly as that sounds. But we did find support. Found support on the 618. That was important. We did need that, so that's really good. Overall, this move is great. Don't get me wrong. 14% in a candle is fantastic. We had a lot more, but we gave a lot back. I would expect this to continue to work. Now, it did get stopped out at the 382, right? Just couldn't quite close above the 382, and that's okay. There's no problem with that. What we're looking for here is the cross, right? We're still getting heavy resistance. See the resistance right here? You see this? That's the 20 MA, right? So 20 MA just supplying resistance. Okay, just pushing it. That was on yesterday's candle. So on today's candle, it's now support. So you see that quick flip? That's one candle. Quick flip. Now you have support. What we want to see for confirmation, and we want the 7. That's the 7 EMA, the white one. We want the 7 to cross back up above it. Cross back up above the 20 MA, and that'll give you confirmation that we're at least headed in that direction. And you can watch that all over the chart, 100 different ways. But the last good cross we got, jeez, it's been a while, guys. This was your cross. All right, so your indication to buy on that strategy would have been at 291. You could have even waited for confirmation of the next day candle. So we'll call it 334. You're sitting now at what, 1276. So really not bad. I don't always take those trades. This one I did not. Seeing these big moves coming up, and I was waiting for the pullback. Didn't get this pullback, got this pullback. All right, so this pullback seemed a little bit more realistic for me. Let it play out a little bit more conservative. No reason to jump in and get hammered, right? So, being patient with the trade is ideal, right? So that being said, we did work it up to, let's see, the 2.6. So the 1.6 took profits, 2.6 took profits, and then it started going sideways. So if you were doing a trailing stop, you probably would have been out somewhere in this ballpark right here. If not, then you take a look at this larger move. Expect a pullback coming down. Overall pullback, which is what we were looking at, which is down here. All right, so from down here to up top, we're expecting the 618 pullback here, which is what we got. So that's the new order, new buys are in. Tons of support down here, which is great. Confluence with trend. And right now support at the 20, which we haven't had since April 2nd is when we lost it. All right, so April 2nd we lost it. We got the cross 1, 2, 3 days later. So all moving averages are lagging indicators, just so that you're aware of that. So when you get the cross, it's not immediate, right? So even though this was sideways action, we got the cross up here. This cross was bearish. This actually worked out fairly quickly. So for this to bounce back is going to take a little doing. It's going to take a little bit more than just this one candle. Clearly, this candle is going to have to push up enough in order to give these guys the curvature that they would need in order to push the 7 up and steer the 20 down. And if that's the case, then we have our new cross. Expect continuation. Now, finding resistance at the 236 would be likely. We did have resistance here on the first attempt to get out of this 618 zone. So 618 up, lost it at the 236. So we don't want a repeat of that. Came back down to the 618, pushed up. This time it only got to the 382. Pushed back down to the 618, now back up. Stopping at the 382 once again. So we already been down that road before, but we had different conditions at that time. So now conditions are much better. However, volume is kind of garbage. But we do like to see this garbage volume on a decline, right? Very little interest in people selling, which tells us when volume does come back, which it did right here, well above average, then there's a lot of interest in people buying. So people want to buy, people don't want to sell. So that gives you the indication of supply and demand, right? So there needs to be a demand in order to get a price up. Too much supply, too many people selling is going to ruin that for everybody. So this still stands. This ABCD still stands. Still looking for 2010 3.6 off of this pullback play over here. So that's not dead either. It just is certainly taking its time. But this indication right here would be nice. That type of confirmation would be great. We're just going to need to see some stronger moves today. on this candle. Otherwise, if this candle doesn't make it past yesterday's high, it's generally a bad sign. But again, we'll have to monitor. The night is young. We got 23 hours and 48 minutes to push past yesterday's high of 1346. So give it some time and let it do its thing, and we'll take it from there. So that's Raven BTC. All right, wall banger. You like numbers? Excellent. Excellent. Wall banger likes numbers. Good deal. Okay, so let me take a look at this real quick. We were looking at Myth earlier. That did not do what I wanted it to do, and that's okay. No big deal. It ended up losing its high, had a swing fail, and found resistance. Never made it past that original high. So that was a shame. We can see Raven over here is in a good push, right? So strong on the 5, 15, and 30. Hasn't quite converted the 1 or the 4 yet. They're sideways slightly bearish. Where you have the 6 and the 12 longer time frames are sideways slightly bullish. Daily is basically showing indecision, right? Daily is basically neutral. So not much shaking on the longer term, but we do certainly see, right, what's happening over here in the shorter term plays. So far as the 24-hour period is concerned, it's up about 25%, lost about 35% of that, similar to a 382 pullback or retrace. Really, so not bad at all. Also in the 20s to consider here, Wabi, BTC, Wabi, ETH. Short-term time frame showing strong uptrends. The middle kind of sideways, a little bit of a struggle. Sideways slightly bullish, sideways slightly bearish. But the BTC pairing is looking strong on the long-term 12 and daily time frames. So that's pretty good. Up 20, taking about 30% away from that 22 push. So that's pretty good right there. BNB killing it. Very close to its USD all-time high, which is great. We wanted to see this get past 20, and it did the other day. Had a real good push up earlier today to 24, I forget what it was, 24.80 or something like that. Overall, great move, tons of volume, tons of interest. Everybody's excited. So that's doing good things. WTC, so Walton Chain on the Ethereum pair is doing really well. On the Bitcoin pair, a little bit less, but overall not bad. So 16 up on Walton with a 36 pullback. So sitting around the 382 area, this is something we might want to take a look at. Let's take a look at, see, 14, 2, 17, 16. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin pair over here. WTC, BTC. Let's take a look. Okay, so wow, man, I forgot about this one. Yeah, we pushed out of range. Let's see. Did we get our? No, we never got it. So we never got our pullback over here, which is what we would have wanted. Breaking from range, never got it. Made a good move up. I would imagine this would be similar to a 618. Let's double check that. So we'll measure this twice. We'll measure from the bottom, right, from absolute, and we'll put that somewhere around there. Finding support on the 5, tapping down at the 618. So definitely a 618 pullback overall on the larger move. Let's see what we got just for the short-term play. Would have been right here, and we would have found support. Yeah, kind of in the middle of nowhere, right? Between the 709 and the 786. We can see these levels were somewhat respected. So previous structure highs, somewhat respected there. Body candle would have been nice. That would have been closer to the 786. Didn't quite get that. But see how the 786 here lines up perfectly. Previous structure. So that's good. A little bit of indication that, this is a good fib level, right? So we can see right now stopped out of the 236, trying to push back up. Failure which is no big deal. I want to see what that lines up to down here. That means, yeah, that would have pushed up over. Yeah. See, now this fib layout on the bigger move, right, makes a lot more sense for the 618 push. Not so much for the current 236. So I'm going to drop this back over here, and we'll take a look at just these levels. So if Walton is to continue on the upward trend, right, so currently we'd be looking at trying to get past this 53.39 mark. This is what I was just talking about swing failures. So price reversed, that's when you would have done something like this. And this would have just given you the indication of if we are to close up past this line, you come down, you do a little retest, no big deal, but you end up coming up from there, right? So swing fail, push back to the upside. So that's really good. We do like that. We can probably throw a trend on now at this point in time. Let's see what we got over here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Whoops. There we go. All right. So, yeah, Walton is not looking bad, really. All right, so if we were to continue up, right, from where we're currently at, then you're looking again, 53.39 ballpark figure, at least just to get up there. The actual high of this candle is 53.41. That's where you want to be. No, +2. We do have good support at the 7, good support at the 20, so all that is good. We can get rid of this for now. We don't need it. And I guess originally from range, we were looking at hitting the 236, right? So the bigger picture is this guy up here, right? This zone. If we were to hit that from range, you're looking at 224% back, right? So that's fantastic. So that is something to consider. Can it do it? There's no reason why it can't. We do have some levels to deal with here. We got levels over at 55. We got ballpark levels over at 68. And, we got this larger level over at 92. Could be a little bit higher, right? Somewhere at 94. This zone right here before we get up to these levels up top. All right. So Walton's not looking bad. If you're looking for a buy-in from where we're at right now, you got to head over to like a 1 hour chart or even a 30-minute chart and see what kind of pullbacks we're getting here. It is possible that we'll come back all the way down to the 7, come back, retest the 382, or just continue to find support on your trend line. That's always possible. Could do something like VWAP, throw VWAP on and see how far away you are from VWAP. Generally speaking, we'll come back to VWAP. So that's possible here. As far as testing these levels out, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. You might want to come back and retest these levels. So 44.60, which is basically your 382. All right, so really depending on what we get over here. Finding support right now in the 236 is fantastic. So next stop for this guy would be 53.39. If we start to lose it, then we'd be looking at retesting 382 before coming back for further support. All right, so that's Walton. Overall, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad at all. All right, let's take a look at chat real quick. Got out of MCO too early, but I'm happy with Raven. Keeping an eye on ADA. Good move on Raven last night, banger. Very nice. Raven good for profits. Bad Andy, what's up? I was going to join in with you guys, but I kind of thought it would come lower. We're getting good. Yeah, everybody's getting good. That's what we like to hear. Yeah, the Raven trade was good. It's not over. I think that has quite a ways to go. My take profits are pretty far up there. But again, that's something just to be patient with. Let it do its thing. Throw in your stops, and you don't have to monitor it every 5 minutes. Just kind of let it do its thing. Similar with Walton, right? Overall, this is a good play. Are we going to get the retest of range? No, not anymore. We found excellent support right here, which is previous structure. So we just have to give up range for structure, and that's okay. No big deal. Just move it along, keep it moving. All right, so an ABCD on here would probably put us somewhere in this general vicinity up top. We do need some profit targets, don't we? All right, so let's do this. If I saw the candle, that would help. There we go. All right, so first big pull during the move puts us at a 423 at 54.85. Right, so that's the overall move off of this bottom play, right? If we wanted to change this to the big 618 move, should give you much higher targets. Be looking at this. All right, so for Walton, oh, see, this is what I love about TA. You see that 423? So look where the 423 lands. Right on the top side of our zone. So profit target for the overall WTC BTC move, targeting 11,095, which would be from range 233%. All right, so pretty good. Pretty good. Even if you took that at the 236, 131%. All right? So really not bad. Not bad at all. I don't think anybody's upset with 100%. Are you? Are you upset with 100%? No, I don't think so. All right, so let's see. Bad Andy, yes sir. What's up? Very nice. I was taking 1063 for Raven, but FOMO'd in at 1100. Oh, man. Jeez. Let's see. Yeah, not over at all. I'm waiting for ADA and Theta. Theta looking almost ready. Wall bearing, more gains and losses. With Chingas, I'm learning patience. Good. One thing I noticed about Raven is that when BTC moves either way, it drops pretty good. Yeah, I mean, they're still, they're still tied together. That's just how it is, though. Let's take a look at Theta. Theta BTC. All right, so yeah. Yep. All right, so within this zone. Again, for me, I need to break out. Not that I need to, but I'd rather break out of this zone. Unless something drastically changes here, I would imagine support is down here, right around 2,200. Where it's sitting right now for support, not that it doesn't make any sense, but it makes less sense than if it was down here. We've already tested this area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, call it 9 times. For it to hover in this ballpark on a downtrend doesn't make any sense. That being said, it is kind of like a 3-soldier pattern, right? So, not soldiers, I'm sorry, 3 black crows. So 3 black crows coming down is usually indication of a reversal, so which could be good. Let's see, on the volume side, so price comes down, volume down. Generally speaking, that is a reversal. So sign for reversal on Theta. I wouldn't be overly optimistic about it just yet. Now these support levels here do show confluence with current price, right? So support, right? Support, resistance, support. In fact, this is actually the launch pad that level was the launch pad on this, crazy 23% candle right here. So this level does make sense. It's good. It's a good level. We'll throw something on here similar to that, which is basically exactly where price is right now. So that could be an indication of at least temporary support. Push past these highs right here, and then we can start talking. So we get past this level right here. This high is 2640. So push up past 2640, we can start talking. Push down and find support at 2200, and we can start talking. Till then, we got a ways to go here. Got a ways to go. We're finding resistance at the 886. All right, support on previous price action. So we got some work to do on theta. Not to say it can't do one of these candles in a day, which it certainly can, but that remains to be seen. Not as of right now. And somebody mentioned ADA, right? Little Cardano. Okay, so Cardano. What are you doing? Okay. So Cardano, looks like we had a buy entry here on the pullback. Looks like we have targets all the way up to 12 were hit. 12,736. The 8,236. These targets are massive. Yeah, so based off of these target areas down here, right, from this pullback, you're looking at 1.6 was clearly hit, 2.6 was top of range. This is probably why I kept this here, because that's an important level. 3.6, 4.23 were clearly hit. It made it all the way up to the 8.23, and it got stopped out right at the 12.736. So these are really good levels. Now it looks like we're pushing back down. Found a little bit of support on previous, right? So that's good. A little bit of support on previous structure. Lost it all again. ADA does look like it has more in it to come down. Will it come all the way back down to range? I mean, it can, but would it find support at the 423? Yeah, probably. So let's do this. Okay, let's do something like that. This way we got our 423. We got previous structure. Those are all sort of mapped out. Now that we have a much larger window of price action here, we could throw one of these guys on. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay, so right now it's sitting on the 5. Overall, local move. Okay, overall local move. Sitting right on the 5. The 618 would be our line right here. That would be our zone. Okay. So right here, a couple sats away, and again, like everything else, we consider this, like a zone, plus or minus a little bit in either direction. That being said, that would be the most likely or the most probable, right? We deal in probabilities. So the most likely, the most probable would be 618 coming down somewhere around 1399. You can see that volume is increasing while the price is decreasing. So what does that tell us? That tells us that there's a lot of interest, and the interest is rising to sell. All right, interest is rising to sell, and that's what it's doing. It's selling off. It's got heavy pressure from the 7 and the 20. All right, volume, more people are interested in selling. This is a coin that you can short on a lot of mediums. So that being said, could be a lot of interest to drive the price down, right, and get some buy orders in. So I would be looking at something like this at like a 13.9. In fact, we can just extend this guy over. We'll let the 618 show. And we can go to like previous structure area and even go down as low as that zone. So for me, this would be a fairly good zone, and you'd have to look for areas of reversal. Right? You don't always have to buy it right away. You can wait for verification, get the next candle, next two candles up. That'll show you that it's at least trending in your direction before you go for it. And then from here, still targeting up top. Somewhere in that 2693, 27 zone. Somewhere in that area over here. Again, we could do another ABCD over here if we wanted to. So similar to A, B. Let's say we did come down. Well, I got to slide it over because of the magnet. Let's say we did come down to the 618. So first initial target zone on an ABCD be somewhere around 2187. If you were to extend that to the double, 2-4, bang, 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 right here. Perfect. Perfect. We're going to leave that on there. We're going to leave it on there. I like it so much. Let's see what happens. All right. Let me check chat real quick here. Let's see what we got. We see dropping to about 4,600, but anything can happen. MTL. Yeah, we'll take a look at MTL. Okay. Wall banger wants metal. It's just cool to say, right? You trade metal. MTL, BTC, Binance, still sitting in range. Still sitting in a massive, huge, ridiculous range. Okay. Of course, when you look at the whole chart, it's really not all that big. Really not all that big. So let's zoom in a little bit and see what we got going on here. Did have a nice breakout play. See, this is dynamite right here, but look how dangerous these plays are within the scope of being in range, right? It couldn't hold it. But you did pop out. You did get your retest. You did push up. You certainly cleared targets. Fantastic. But you came all the way back down. Right? Not able to hold range. Not able to hold. Getting out of range. So it ends up just being a push out, failed retest, push back, still in range. Came back down to previous structure, dropped even lower. And you got that little extra drop over here. It's not great. Let's extend our little range thing here. So we are now 249 days in range. What's the next play here? So we do have a low, we got a higher low, we got a higher low. 1, 2, 3. Got yourself a trend. Put that puppy on here and see what we're dealing with. Alright, so trend is up. Let's do this real quick. Maybe ballpark area. Well, it's got to make sense, right? Maybe similar to this. Okay, so a bit of a parallel channel on the upward side of things. Good move up, right? We already talked about that. We saw that. Failed to break out and stay out of range. This is more like a double range anyway. We sort of have an upper range and a lower range. Almost like a triple, right? You got your mid-range, your low range, and your upper range. We're sort of dancing around. We just pushed out of the mid-range, retesting the top of that mid-range, and coming back up to retest the upper range. So, all that being said, finding support, previous structure right here would be good. We did get a bit of a wick, so people are interested in buying. Volume is not doing very good even on the big push, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 days bullish and very, very, very little volume until just the one last day. Not able to hold, you know, 3/4 of the move and dropping back down. Having two big wicked out days over here, spinning tops, dropping back down again. All right, so this can still really go any direction. I'd imagine this support line does seem to be holding fairly well. I would imagine we will find support on here. If not, go sideways for another day or two before pushing up and finding support. Let's see, from NMA spread, yeah. Okay. Yep. All right, so basically we'll just take this guy. We're gonna steal this guy. We're gonna borrow him real quick, and we're gonna do that. Okay. That's what I imagine right now. It could be a little longer, something like that. Come back up, push up to range, confluence with trend, and either get rejected here or push up and out. All right. All right, let's do, what do we got? It'd be a little early tonight. We'll do one more chart, and then we'll wrap that puppy up. What do you say, BTC to 46? Is it dumping? Got some sell orders coming in. Nothing too crazy. What are we sitting at? 52.92? That's up from earlier. Right, you got to creep into that 53.20 zone for Bitcoin. So we'll see. Got time on that anyway. A couple big buy orders coming in. You should be able to see that on the right-hand side of your screen. I can't. It's it's not on this screen. It's on the monitoring screen. But I don't see that. All right. I think, pretty sure. Yeah, YouTube froze on me. That's all right. Don't worry about it. No big deal. Shankar, what's up? Nano BTC. Shankar, you got the last chart of the day. Man, look at you. Nano BTC. You know, I got to be honest. I haven't looked at Nano in a while. Have not looked at Nano in a while, which is a shame because I missed a break of range with a retest. Isn't that annoying? So it looks like broke range here. So about 142 days in range. All right. So everybody likes a break of range with a retest, don't we? We sure do. Look at that. Broke range, retest. 1, 2, 3 day retest. Push up, swing, fail. Lost it, gained it back. Pushed up for another high. Very nice. So overall, pretty good here. Pretty good. Similar to what we've seen on a lot of other charts, instead of making the third high, we go sideways and we swing fail. So that's exactly what we got here. Just got another swing fail. Price has reversed, right? So that's why we do the swing fail right here. Price did reverse. We have now broke it, and we're pushing back up. Okay? So overall, this is good. Let's get rid of this junk for now. We'll put some new stuff up in a second. Not sure what that was. That might have been a target to hit. Didn't quite hit it. Let's see here. Okay, good. All right, so this... I'm not sure what's going on here. We can get rid of that, and we can get rid of... Well, why don't we reuse this? Why don't we do this? Not so much, huh? Nope. Nope. Not really what I wanted to do there, but Doesn't look bad. Okay, overall, I think I could probably live with that. That's a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, that's better. And then, there we go. All right, so what do you got? Nano. A little bit of a pitch here. Nothing too crazy. But again, Nano did have a swing failure. We are pushing up past it. We are getting to the point of resistance. We have closed above previous structure body high, which is excellent. Looks like we're pushing down just a little bit, maybe a little mini retest there. Overall, no big deal. We are looking at this as a successful local trend, coming back to range, retesting, finding support. So all that being said, that is good. If we were to hit targets, target on the top side, 423, sitting around 40.25. We were able to hit the 1.6 really without any problems. Did that within one candle. A few days later, that second high painted your 2.6. That's really good too. 3.6 is sitting at 37.81. 4.2 at 40.25. So we do have some work to do to get up there, that's for sure. If we do want to take a look at the overall, let's see what we got as far as our local bottom. Local top is sitting at 35.69, so 35.65 will give us at least an indication of what's happening here. So when we did come down off of our high, right, from local low to local high, we did find support on the 5. Did not hit the 618. We didn't get to the 618 after our high. We got there before, but it wasn't a 618 back then. So we weren't able to push it down to the 618. Found support at the 5. Pushed down a little bit. We do have a line here, so I guess, yeah. All right, so historical support resistance held. That's right where we touched down. And we pushed back up, came back down again. So pushed up to the 2.3, failed on the 2.3, found temporary support at the 3.8. Lost them both. Pushed to the 5. Found support on the 5 again. So not quite a double bottom, but at least the mental psychology is the same. Finding support in the same zone. Good push up. Broke the 3.8. Broke the 2.3. Closed up over it. Came right back down right now and retested it. Next stop is 35.69, I believe it was, yeah. High, 35.69. Oh, why'd I mess with it? Close enough. 35.70. So yeah, so sitting on that level right here, just this coming back on a retest is really no big deal. I would like to see this thing actually push up, get to 35.70. From there, starting at, getting right back to the targets. Now, let's take a look at one thing over here. Nano definitely has some history on it. This thing's been around for quite some time. Okay. Of course, not as much on Binance, but that's all right. So I'm not going to take listing, but I will take this. And unfortunately, we're going to have to take this. That is unfortunate. It's our low right here. 1270, 1275. That's good enough for now. 382. That's our target. Larger target. 382. You see where that lands? Right here. That would have been historical support resistance. Price reversed. Pushed up before coming back down further. 236 is our first target area. Found support twice. Dropped back down. It's also very close. We'll call that our zone, where price got rejected off of the larger drop. What is that? What's the 236? Let's see. 236 is our 1-to-1 from the move. Okay? So this move right here, So if you do if you did a 1-to-1 from local bottom to top, right? That should be 236. Look at that. That is perfect. So that is the target area. Be looking at something like the bigger picture. You'd be looking at this. Something like that. Will it maintain this trajectory? Probably not. Probably not. If it does start getting momentum, right, it's going to, not that it's going to repeat this, all right, but if it gains momentum, I would imagine we come up, over, retest the top, right, and push off of that, okay? So I would grab the little brush tool, but you know what I'm saying. This is the target zone. Something like that. And there's really, although there's not much volume, at least from what we're seeing right here, there's really not too much to say that that's not a reality. Of course, it's going to take some doing, but you're talking about getting somewhere back to about 5,000. We're sitting around 3286 right now. So it's a big move. It's a big move. 49% though, certainly doable. All right. That is Nano BTC. All right. Let's see. Hello. How are you guys? Nice. What is that on the side with the orders? Okay, so if you're looking at under my name, the very next box on there, that's BitMEX live orders, right? Large orders. Reds are obviously sells, and greens are obviously buys, and then every now and then you'll see liquidation notices, either up or down. On the below that, where you see the current USD price, that is current. Oh boy, I can't talk. Current Bitcoin price for USD pairing is from Tensor charts. So that's from Tensor, and then behind my name on the lower rocker bar, that's also a window from Tensor charts. And then you see the longs versus shorts. That's Finex and MEX, and then the total account from there. All right, and then you have just another little window that'll say BTC USD with the percent up or down. All right, these things will change over the course of time, but this layout does work fairly well right now. But as I get upgraded, as the computer gets stronger, I'll be able to put a few different things on there. I got a couple things in mind. I just can't do them at the present moment. So we'll see. Leave feedback though. Let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see on those columns. What type of information helps you out? What information is unnecessary? We don't do a whole lot of scalping or really any scalping on this particular channel. At least not at this time. It's something we could do down the road, where the long versus shorts would come in a little bit more handy. But it is always nice to know, to get a quick glance. See how everything's red right now? Massive sell orders coming in. Price just got knocked down $4. So that's just something to keep an eye on. Always be aware of what Bitcoin's doing, how it's reacting, how fast it's reacting. And that can give you an indication of what your current pair could be doing if, there are large moves up or down. All right. Let's see. Yep. If you can stretch 2 more minutes, please. Look at Poe. Looks just you, but it's hovering on support for a long time. Thank you, Chingas. Best of luck moving. Thank you very much, Wall. People think Poe is going to be the next Binance Dex coin to go. I saw on Twitter. Okay, so what do we got? Poet BTC. Let's take a look. So, wow, what did I do to this poor chart? Okay. Multi-range. So it is similar to what I was just talking about. You sort of have like an upper range, a mid-range, and a low range. This is really just a mid-range with some activity on the low side, some activity on the upside. All right, so let's extend this out a little. I'm not sure why I had it down so low. This is more the range. More body-wise than wick-wise. You're not really overly concerned about wicks. But anyway, larger picture would show we're nearing bottom of range. These levels in particular would give us a double bottom if we were to hit them. Let's see what previous activity has shown us. Not too much. Be much lower. So you see this wick right here, and you see this wick right here. So you had listing, then you had a drop. You hit a high, and then that created your low, right? Your all-time low. So that level, it found resistance for a reason, right? But look at where this came down to. I mean, like almost sat for set. We are above that currently, but not by much. Not by much. This could come way up over here. We're somewhere around 250 days in range. Where did we enter? Right there. Current activity right here. I doubt we're getting out of range today. It would have to do some serious movement. But we did break our lower range, or mid-range. So we broke our mid-range, and now we're sort of hovering on that low side. All right, so all that being said, it did find a ton of support right here. Zoom in and actually take a look here. So, ton of support down at these levels, about the 115 sat count. You can see right where the body stopped right here. Same thing. It's like the exact level. So you could do something like that. Get an indication of how much support did you actually get here. Now we're going sat for sat over here, which is not ideal for trading. Something like this, you'd want to trade on like an Ethereum pair. So let's see, just to have more resolution. Push up and a massive drop down with another massive push back up here. So we are starting to get a little bit of a pattern here. Let's see what we got here. X. Okay. Alright, so we got an 886. And we got a 9. That's no good. Come up for like a 127. Nah. Nah, it's not great. Forget it. Knock that off. I would drop this over here, but that's going to be, it's almost a full retrace back to 1, so there's really no point in that. Can take a look at this right here, just as an indication. So as far as trend was concerned, alright, we did follow that trend fairly well. Not quite the same. Would have been nice. It's nice to have that validation, you know, if it is the same. Because this right here is a great cut. That's a smash through. Good push up, but again, you got stopped out. And this whole cluster zone right here. And then another big drop. So, this thing's got a lot of work to do. I mean, it's got a lot of work to do. Not to say it can't do it. It just has so much to do. We are curling up on the 7. That's good. We did get support on it today. We got stopped out yesterday with our 20. Yeah. It would be not, to be honest with you, it'd be nicer just to hit the bottom, get the triple bottom, and call it a freaking day. Let the thing roll. But it's fighting it on these other levels, so it is giving you a higher low at the end of the day. But it's also just it's a bit of a mess. So if this plays out, you do have a sim try. You got 1, 2, 2, 2. So wait for the third touch. Third touch should be up here. All right. Could get another third touch on the bottom. Hold it. Come up top. Break it. Push up to the top side of range from there. It's possible. It's possible. You have levels to deal with along the whole board here. This whole support area right here is going to be important. So something like this. You know, got a little extra weight added in to this level. You could tell like all of this was support. That whole zone was support. Now the whole zone is resistance. Broke up, smashed down. So you smash through it, and then you smash back down through it. Alright? So right here, resistance again. You're going to have to battle through this just in the short term. Then you got to battle your previous structure. Then you got to battle your other previous structure, right? The actual high that brought you your swing fail low. So it's got a lot of work to do. Poe's got a whole lot of work to do. Alright. Cool. Ivan T, hello. Can I talk about those lines are looking like they're wanting to curl? Yeah, they're curling in that zone. Curling in that zone. They're at least headed in the right direction, that's for sure. We can see the last cross here. So the last bullish cross, you know, at the end of the day did give us these gains up top here, which is real nice. Last bearish cross pushed us all the way down to here, right? So if you were just playing like an MA, EMA strat cross strategy, I mean, you'd be doing fairly well with not a whole lot of guesswork, right? A new bearish cross right here, that would have taken you out, drop down. So bullish cross impending. It's not there yet, but it's impending. All right, for Ivan, I'll do one last chart. And then I really got to go. All right, so BAT, BTC. Yeah, still looking good. Nothing crazy here. We got our initial buy targets. I think these were sell targets from back over here. BAT's got a lot of trades on here. BAT's been moving. But we do have our larger ABCD. All right, play out. Do have initial targets still at 79.78, so nothing changed over there just yet. Good strong move up. We did just get a crossover, so that's good. Support at the 7. We were able to break our historical levels right here. Okay, so we did just break those. I mean, look at that. All right, look at a massive pattern. Sim try play. Whoa, what just happened? Oh man, things are weird. There we go. Massive pattern playing out. That's great. Good push up. Didn't quite get the retest that we should have gotten on the larger picture, but we did get the local retest, and that's really all that matters. Now you got a big push up. Broke pattern, came down, retest, road pattern, push up, new highs. It's good. All right, we needed to get past this level. I mean, clearly you got to get past this level, but you needed to get past that level. All right, we do have larger targets all the way up top here, 11.094. Still possibilities. Our swing fail play. is perfect. All right, so swing fail. Pushed up. Where did it? Confluence, right? Previous all-time high. Right here. That's why these levels make sense. These levels, they're there for a reason. They're there for us to use, really. I mean, at the end of the day. That is the point. Right? So, yeah, I would imagine a continuation. Now we're on the upside of this. We could come down and retest it. That wouldn't be I don't think that would really shock anybody. Come back down. We could do something like that. And then we can go up. That's okay. Or we could just continue to go up. That's no big deal either. All right. Any way you look at it, this would have been your level. Your buy target was down here. So anything you're getting at this point is still good. So, you got your area, your buy. If you didn't buy there, that's fine. You had a second opportunity right here. If you didn't get it there, that's fine. Let this push up, do its thing. When it does pull back, buy the pullback, push back up. If it doesn't pull back, monitor it on a smaller time frame, and then grab in on one of the local pullbacks. That's all. Short term, we are still looking for a 423. So that's actually this guy. About 79, 78 ballpark. And then the much larger move back up top. 11.094. Okay, we are getting a bit of a cup and handle. It's a little too sharp. But a cup and handle here would actually be pretty good. If we were to do a body, do a little shallow retrace. So if we did something like this. Now, traditional markets, 236 would be fine. Crypto, it's not really that shallow, so could come down to, let's say, 382 would be a pretty shallow pullback off the handle. To the 5 would sort of be a mid. Okay? And 618 would be a deep. Now, 382 is confluence with previous structure highs. That's your high before you drop down and make your new high or low. That's basically, this is the level that sets you up for trend. So that's an important level as well. If you were to come down to that level, that would make sense. Come down, find support, push off. And then you'd be looking at doing, something like this, like a 1-to-1 from here. Well, I guess we go right to the top. And then you'd want to break that. Come over here. Oh, well, I already got it on there. -1. 28%. All right. There you go. BAT BTC. All right. Let's see. Very good, very good, very good. Good night, good night, good night. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Snow. Yeah, the move is happening in a couple days. This is the last weekend to finish packing everything up. Get all that situated. Get the truck. Should be Monday. And then we got a couple days for that. And then, so I should be around for the weekly candle close. And that'll be the last weekly candle close for me for quite some time. For the foreseeable future. All right? And then definitely expected everything to be fully operational come June. But May is going to be an interesting month. So, I'll keep everybody updated on Twitter and that sort of thing. Did just unlock community posts. Not really sure what it means because it's my first time unlocking it. But that is thanks to all of you guys. 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's fantastic. You guys are amazing. So yeah, I think now I can reach, I guess, the community in one post. Not really sure how that works. So I'll have to play around with it later. But anyway, you'll know. You'll be updated. All right. So Always my pleasure. I want to see you guys on the exchanges and happy trading.
Happy, happy, happy trading. Happy, happy, happy trading.